So I wanted to give you an update on the the Toygatti, the MR2. As you can tell behind me, hey, guess what? It is not in my shop anymore. Shop, garage. I don't know, cubby hole that we actually work in. But anyway, it's not here. So we got the engine back in it, got it all put back together, and we have basically had a few issues with it. One being that we just couldn't get it to crank. So I went into to a mechanic buddy of mine and dropped it off to him. He found out that the camshaft, the timing just wasn't aligned, I guess from the engine builder or whatever. So, so they had to realign all of that, and he said he's got it up and running. I'm gonna go over there and check it out. They're still doing all the camber and alignment, and they're not. I don't think they're done, but you know, sometimes you just can't wait and you want to go see it. I would love to hear it run, but we'll see how that goes. All right, I got a call from Eric the mechanic, and he has said that the car is ready to pick up. So he's already done the first break-in. So now we just need to put some miles on the car, check it out, go through it again for leaks, just any odds and ends. So Wesley's gonna come over, grab me, and pick me up, drop me off, and I'm literally gonna drive away with this thing today. And I'm gonna go put a couple miles on it and go from there, and we'll see. While I'm waiting on Wesley, basically I wanted to show you behind me, here's the parts car. So this is the little red MR2 parts car, and I'll give you a little better view of it. It's been pretty beneficial to have for a lot of little odds and ends and parts. So let me switch the camera around and kind of give you an overview of what we got. So I've actually took the rims off of ours and put on here because we lost one of these at one of the race. We lost a stud, so it kind of hollowed out one of the rims. So I just kind of threw it on here so we can keep it as a roller. Nice little car though. The cool thing about this is it came with a lot of different parts and pieces. But from what I understand, and we haven't really through it, that engine has been rebuilt. They were in the process of putting everything back together. So I think we've got a pretty good engine that we're gonna pull. It is an automatic transmission, so we don't really need that. But we're going to pull that engine and over time, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back together, get it up and running as a spare engine for the Toygatti. So that's gonna be really cool. But I mean, it's just so many parts and pieces. And what's funny about this car is that barely, if you look at it, it really didn't even have a dent on it. Until we checked the brakes in the trailer. Inside the trailer, they felt really good. I mean, I was inside of it, Wesley's pushing on it, wouldn't move, so we pulled it out of the trailer. I guess coming down the ramp off the trailer, the brakes just kind of gave way. So I decided to, instead of taking out my fence, I decided to find a tree as I was coming down the driveway, and I found a tree, and we stopped it. So it's funny, on the track I have not wrecked the MR2, the Toygatti, so I haven't wrecked it or anything like that. I've been very careful, but I wreck a car that the engine doesn't even run. So I got the spoiler beat up. We don't need a brake light. Put a nice little dent in the trunk area and in the bumper down there. So, but again, it's a parts car. I will probably take off body panels, pieces and parts. Eventually I just want to pull everything off of this that I need, and then whatever I'm not going to use, I plan on getting rid of. We don't need the side windows on ours. Obviously don't need the sunroof up here. I don't think there's a crack or anything in the glass, so I think I'm going to keep that. I do like these side pieces. See, we don't have these on ours, but I don't know if that would even work. But down to like little things, motor and lights are in good shape. But I tell you, I mean, for an MR2, this thing is not beat up. I mean, it's just sun faded and stuff, man. It's pretty cool. But I've actually used the several parts from it, It came with new rotors, actually really nice rotors that were sitting inside of here. That was kind of cool. So we're going to use those for the race car. I mean, it was a complete set for front and back. So I'm going to kind of predict me in that it's kind of a race car with a roll cage, and you know, I wonder if we're going to get pulled. I'm just thinking, how long is it going to take before a cop decides to say, wait a minute, I need to check this guy out. And everything's good on it. It's insured, tagged. We don't have a horn, and I think that's about it. I think everything else is good, but I get 1 year before I have to have it inspected because I did my title and insurance and all at the same time. So, or title and tags all at the same time. So anyway, I think Wes is coming now. I'm gonna jump in the truck with him, and we're gonna head over to Eric's and get us a race car. All right, well, I picked it up. We're on the highway. Gonna put a little miles on it. It really runs good, sounds good so far. Brakes. Pretty excited about picking her up, man. It's been months and months and hard work getting to this stage. It's pretty freaking cool, man. It's nice to have the insurance and tags on it too to drive it around, but definitely gonna keep an eye on some of the oil pressures and gauges and stuff. So everything looks pretty good. But they just did the braking, and so you know they haven't really put any miles or anything on it, but we're gonna take it to the car wash, go ahead and get her cleaned up, go from there and see. So that way I can check for leaks and other stuff, and I want to check the oil pressure and make sure that we're not losing anything, make sure everything looks good. So very excited right now, baby. We are rolling. Hell yeah, baby, hell yeah. Yep, so I've drove it down from Eric's. The idle, it doesn't idle very good, but he said there was some bad fuel in it, so I filled it up. I've got to Clayton, which is probably about 6 miles from there. Adjusted the throttle cable a little bit, and you know, what else do you do when you get a race car but take it to the car wash? I mean, come on. We're gonna take it to the car wash. We're gonna get this bad boy cleaned up. When I pulled in here, the actual idling sounded to get a lot better. So I think it's just fuel. I'm hoping it was just bad fuel that we put in there, or a little bit that was left in there, had a little bit of water. So I'm gonna try to run that through a little bit today, put some miles on her. If I can get the idling right. If I can't, then I'm gonna take it back to my place and work on it there, because I don't want to get stranded either, man. So I'm going to get this bad boy cleaned up. Yeah, that's blinging right there now. That's shiny now. Only drawback is, gets a little wet in there. But maybe I can see out the windshield now. I even got a Toygatti, baby. Polished her up. Yeah, baby. Yeah, look at the red. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, so I've got back to the house. Idling is doing a lot better. I parked it in here beside this parts car. Yeah, the wife's not gonna like that because I just took her spot, but I got to get it out of the way before she gets home. Oh man, but anyway, she done really good, man. Ran her at different levels or different speeds for, you know, so much time. That's what they said, breaking in this motor. You know, do 45 miles an hour for 10 minutes, go do 55 miles per hour, go 65, go 80, back it back down, and then just do different rates. I tell you, it ran good. It feels good. Like I said, the idling got better when I got home. I actually could take my foot off the gas. So I think there was just some trash in that line. I'm thinking it was that old fuel, because he said that the mechanic said there was some old fuel left in there and it was so low. But with the new fresh fuel in there, I think it's kind of working through the system. The oil pressure gauge is fluctuating a little more than I mean, it's going out and then coming back, going out. So I know I got oil pressure, and I think it's because the plug that goes into the new sensor, just the actual metal, the wire plug thing that goes in there, it wasn't very tight. It was not, I mean, you know, I think I just want to try to solder that right onto there. And if it doesn't, you know, then we'll try it that way. I think it's just a plug, but overall she did pretty good. I probably only got 50 miles on it right now, so I'll try to. It's so hot. I mean, I'm just burning up inside that car. So I need to grab my cool suit and go in there and ride around with my cool suit on, just because it's so hot out here right now. And plus, I don't want to push it. You know what I mean? That's what they said. Don't push it. Check for leaks. You know, go out, run it around for a while. Probably tonight at a different temperature and it's a little bit cooler, I might go run it around for a little bit longer, and then maybe a little more tomorrow. And then we're going to try to get it at VIR on Friday. For one of my drivers. He's also an instructor up there, so I want to see, hopefully he can get it and run it around the track a little bit and really put the paces to it, because he's such a good driver. And maybe we can, you know, if we have any kinks or hiccups at that time, we'll make a small list, because I mean, right now we're a month away from the race and we are normally working the day of leaving for the race. So if everything goes well, we actually might be a few weeks from the race actually ready to go racing, which is crazy. We have never been that ready. So let's keep our fingers crossed that nothing else is going to go crazy. I mean, it's got new brakes, everything, tires ready, the race tires are on there ready to go. So we're just going to keep it on this engine. I'm going to kind of tinker on a few little things and go from there.